This episode of Front Page Tech is sponsored by ProsserHosting.com. I'm back. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Front Page Tech, the show that gives you all the latest tech news from one geek, that's me, to another, that is you. My name is John Prosser, and I am finally feeling better. I'm not sick, well, as I was sick for the past 2 days. Yesterday I wasn't even able to put up an episode because I was too busy sleeping in my bed. But today, my friends, I have returned with a vengeance of news. So let's get started. The first piece of news today is that Apple has released iOS 6.1. So if you are an iOS user, go right now and get your software update. Not to shy away from Apple, but yesterday they announced a brand new iPad. Well, kind of. It's still the 4th generation iPad, except now you can get it up to 128 gigs, which you don't need, but if you do, it's available. So if you like Apple and you want a lot of data space, then go ahead, because then you can get the iPad 4th generation 128 gigabytes for probably a lot of money. Moving on to Microsoft, Office 365 has now been released, and you can get it on a subscription-based service, meaning that you, me, the consumers of the world that want to consume the Office suite in our mouths, we can get it for $100 a year. And with that, you also get 20 gigabytes extra data space on your SkyDrive. Is it worth it? That's for you to decide, my lovely viewer. I'm still going to stick with Google Docs. Speaking of Google, the Nexus 4, Google's flagship Android device that they just have their hands all over, will ship in 1 to 2 weeks. People have been waiting for this phone because it's Google's phone, basically. It's what they think Android should be. And they are now going to start shipping it in 1 to 2 weeks. So for you Fandroids out there, be prepared. Hold your britches up tight. I'm holding my britches, but I can't show you. Hold them up tight and just wait patiently, because the time is almost here. Moving right back to Microsoft, I want to talk about these Surface tablets. Now, we all know there's already the Surface with Windows RT, which is just a bogged down version of Windows 8 that cannot run legacy applications. Well, now we all know that in the near future, they will be releasing the Surface Pro, which runs Windows 8 in full capacity. Now, a few months ago, we learned that the Surface with Windows RT wasn't exactly, at least the 30 gigabyte version, wasn't actually sold in the correct way. See, I kind of think it's false advertising. They say it's 30 gigs, but when you actually purchase this device, you only actually get 15 gigs usable data space. And now we learn that the 64 gigabyte Surface Pro will actually only have 24 gigabytes of usable data. Stumbled over that, but still, 24 gigabytes of 64 that will be able to be used on this device. I don't know. I think if you went out and you got a Surface Pro, especially the 64 gig version, and spent a whole bunch of money, I would think that's kind of an amateur move. But that's just me. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that 60% of the top 1,000 videos on YouTube today cannot be seen in Germany? There you go. This is due to copyright issues. So if you want to learn more, just go ahead and do some research. But for the fact, you're welcome. So over the weekend, Apple applied for a new patent for a new product they want to call Smart Shoes. There's no real details on this, but let me show you what I think about this. And the last piece of news that I have for today is that Windows 8 finally has over 40,000 apps available in their App Store. Now, if you have watched previous episodes, you probably would have heard me say that the only thing holding Windows 8 back is the lack of developers willing to develop applications for Windows 8. It's not Windows 8 itself. The design is nice. I kind of have some issues about the whole desktop integration and then the touch screen, and I have my own issues with that. But it's not bad in itself. The problem is the lack of applications, and now developers finally stepping up, and they are going to try to save Windows 8. So for Microsoft's sake, I hope this all works out and that Windows 8 can save Microsoft as a company. So developers, if you're out there and you're listening, develop your applications. So that is it for today's show, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Whether I'm sick or not, I will see you tomorrow because I love you so very much. If you learned anything and you like what you saw, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to get in contact with me, you can on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. I'm in other places. So I'll see you guys. I love you, and don't get sick. It's a terrible thing.